What's up, it's your girl B Nova. Heard you. Yeah. That's what's up, yo. Heard you. Yeah. Excellerant.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Excellerant. We're here to learn, celebrate, and inspire. This is a really special episode and I'm so excited. We're here at Liquid Assets on Nostrand Avenue and we are going to be interviewing Marvina Robinson, the CEO of Stuyvesant Champagne. Check it out. Marvina, thank you so much for doing this with me. I definitely saw you online. I heard about your brand and everything like that. And so when I realized it was black owned, I was like, ooh, I love champagne. You know,
Don't we all, right?
Right. I'm like, I would love to get to know this woman.
Yes.
So I did a little reading and I learned that, you know, you became obsessed, so you started to love champagne when you were in college. So
yes.
What school did you go to?
For undergrad, I went to Norfolk State University.
Okay.
So it would be like a tradition. A lot of my friends went to different schools, mainly Lincoln University. We grew up here in the Stuyvesant. We would come home on our breaks, and that would be like our little, legal get a bottle of bubbles. At the time, it was Moet White Star.
Okay.
Plastic cups, nothing fancy. And we would just sit on the stoop or in somebody's home, and we would just pop it, and we would just sip. And that's like began a love. You know, as you get older, you try different things, but I've always come back to like champagne, or I used to call it bubbles.
Yeah.
And then it just evolved as I got older. I went to a Cosmo stage, a vodka stage, and I come back.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, it became more consistent for me. So how the champagne really came about is I actually in the process of opening a champagne bar.
Okay.
And I wanted to have a house brand. So as I started doing the research, the work, the back and forth travels, I decided, okay, why just limit myself to only having it in my establishment, my bar? That's when I decided to, okay, let's put this out on shelves, and that's how the Stuyvesant is on, for example, where we're at here, Liquid Assets house on their shelves, other people's shelves as well.
So when you did your research, I'm sure you had to travel back and forth to France. So are you traveling a lot, or?
Before I was traveling frequently. I used to go more spur of the moment. My first times there, I would be there for 2 weeks. And I would go for sometimes depending on what I was going for. I would go one time. I even went in for a day, or it'd be 3 days. And it's just because you want to have that face time, you want to build that relationship, and you just can't just go and just say, hey, I'm going to do this from an email. And you have to talk to other people, and kind of see where you want to build that partnership at. Because really, partnerships, in my opinion, are relationships.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to have a short term, you want to have a long term.
Right.
Am I traveling right now? Not as heavy.
Okay.
I've had to push 2 trips back because of the launch. So I do have a trip coming up probably in the summertime, early summer, May, June-ish. And then I'm definitely out there in September for harvest season.
Gotcha. And was that difficult trying to find a vineyard to source the wines?
It was difficult. And I had a referral, somebody helped me out initially, but then before I go with one, let me talk amongst other.
Yeah.
And then it's difficult, one, language barrier. I'm not fluent in French. So Google Translator was my best friend.
I can imagine.
My hotel that I stay in was very helpful with me, as always. Again, build a relationship with the hotel, whatever.
Yeah.
They would book my travels for me, give me the train schedules, because I would stay in Paris, and then I would go out to the Reims Champagne area, and that's considered Amtrak. So it's about a 50-minute train ride.
Gotcha.
And then you got to take an Uber to get to the different, to the different vineyards. So it's not an easy trip. It's not a cheap trip neither.
Right.
But you just, it's something when you begin to like it and you love it, you don't mind doing the hard work behind it.
How to do this properly.
It's really not. What I like to pour like this, with your thumbprint in the bottle.
Okay.
And you tilt your glass. We're not gonna drink your whole bottle. So this is how I like to pour.
Okay.
Now, when I'm at home, you don't want to know. I just put a straw. I just put a straw in.
I can appreciate the aesthetics. And what is the difference between sparkling wine and champagne?
So champagne has to specifically come from the region of the Champagne region.
Okay.
If it's not within that period, then it cannot be called champagne.
Oh, it can only be called sparkling wine.
Exactly.
Understood. And did you finish undergrad, or were your studies related to
Absolutely
what
not.
you wanted to do? What did you study?
So undergrad, I studied biology. I don't even work in the industry. From biology, I went into the finance industry. even went to grad school at Columbia University, and I did my master's in statistics. So this is like
it's like that.
Totally nothing I studied.
Right.
Only thing that's helped me was the numbers.
Yeah, understood. But you followed through and you did your research.
Yeah, it is. You know, for me, like, it's like when you're passionate about something, you will begin to follow it, and you'll learn about it. Like, I've known a lot of individuals, even some from undergrad and grad, things they study. We'll do it, you know, initially right after, but I know a lot of friends that branched out to other, you know, industries, and it's like, wow, why did you do that? They're like, it's just something I found a new love for, and I just decided to follow my dream, which is what, you know, I'm doing here.
Right, got you. And did you have to do like special training or become a sommelier? Because
I'm not a sommelier. It's actually on my to-do list. I just don't have the time right now.
I want to do it too.
You know what? The training program. We'll swap stories. It's a training program actually at ICE, International Culinary Education.
I heard, yeah.
I went to the information system back in late December. The first test is actually in April for the first level. I just didn't study, so it's not gonna happen right now. But it is on my list to do. I do love other wines. I'm getting into red wines. Malbec is my favorite, so I'm starting there. I do like nice Pinot Grigio. I do like a really good German Riesling. But I do want to expand my knowledge more about all wines. So sommelier it's on my to-do list.
Gotcha.
It might not just be like right now this year. I might have to push it back a year.
What advice would you have for somebody that's just interested in possibly learning, or just like they don't know anything about champagne or wines? Like, what would be the first steps that you?
Internet is the cheapest way to do anything and everything.
Yeah.
You could just start just to have a generic knowledge from there. Like I get asked a lot of questions. Oh, how'd you do it? What'd you do? In my head, I'm looking like, you just gotta do your homework. It's just like studying for an exam. You gotta do your homework. You gotta look it up, and then from there, you'll begin to develop more information, and then you'll have better questions formulated versus saying, what'd you do? You know, so you can come and say, oh, I have this issue, I had this blockage, and then I'm happy to chime in and help, but I just can't sit and say, well, what specifically are you asking me? So for me, I always tell people, you gotta start with your homework. Just like when I go to somebody, or like for me, when I was looking, I kind of presented myself as a presentation. This is my what, where, why, how you're gonna play a part, what I want to do, and stuff like that. So you just gotta like go. Nobody wants to help anybody that doesn't have anything on the plate.
Understood, absolutely. That's so interesting to say. I used to like be a receptionist at like a champagne brand. So when I learned about you, I was just like, this is so interesting. You know, just the fact that you were able to build it ground up. I'm from Brooklyn too, born and raised. So do you still live out here? Do you still live in Brooklyn?
I am right in Bed-Stuy.
So you said your next steps was opening a champagne bar, right?
Yes, Coupette NYC. Yeah, that's going to be later in the year.
Okay.
Also going to be based in, Brooklyn, Bedford Stuyvesant. I find the perfect, not perfect, but a good place to have the establishment. But I push that back to later in 2020. I'm going to end 2020 with the opening of Coupette. Started with the champagne Stuyvesant, ended with Coupette.
Oh man, but I'm so happy for you. It's just good to see, I'm sure like with wines and spirits, it's a whole world.
It's a whole world,
just don't know,
new industry. Yes, it's a lot, So for me, I'm always constantly learning something new. So it's a different aspect every day. This whole journey has been learning. It goes down to packaging, marketing. The correct boxes. Closure, stuff like that. Learning all the way. Like I don't want aluminum. I want to make sure the wires have a certain gauge on it. So all that stuff I had to learn. And that's how you pick things up.
Oh, champagne is fucking wine.
Oh no, don't get real touchy.
If you official, it's in Champagne, France. That's it.
What's your name?
Danny.
I'm just so rude. Tosh.
Thank you.
Just abbreviate your name. I'll take your word.
What's the Cepage? Is it Pinot Meunier?
Pinot Meunier is 60%. This is 60-20. Pinot Meunier 20% and Chardonnay 20%. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Champagne. Cheers.
Well, I know what it tastes like.
Oh, that's a lovely. I personally like brutes. So she has a brut and a rosé. And what's the difference between?
It's a great composition,
okay.
Right? So you also have a rosé Meunier wine poured on top of it as well. And the grape count is different. It's like it's 58 Pinot Noir grapes, and then it's 22 Pinot Meunier grapes, and 20 of Chardonnay grapes.
Delicious. It's real. No, it's really light.
It's not as cold, but you know, like
no,
you
but it's
taste
still
it,
really good because I've drank plenty of champagnes that just warm.
See, I like that. It's not too. For me, it's not too acidic. It's floral, and it goes down smooth. The worst thing I always hate for me is an aftertaste with champagne, right? Now we all know when we go to our boozy brunches, we're not getting
the high quality.
Yeah.
You leaving with a headache immediately.
They're probably gonna use Prosecco or whatever.
Yeah,
Either way,
sometimes, and you get, like, some Prosecco's are really good, but sometimes you get some stuff that they say is champagne, and it's just, it is champagne, but it has that aftertaste, which is very tart, or just something you don't like. Here, you know, nice, smooth, perfect. For me, it's perfectly balanced, but also, everybody's palate is different.
Yeah.
And unique. So what I like, somebody else might not like, and vice versa. So that's why, you know, people have options. So that's how it goes.
So, but Brut is a little drier than the rosé. Like rosés are more on the sweeter side.
It's a smidge sweeter. I don't view it as sweeter. Some people view it as that. I personally don't view it as sweeter. It just has like a rosé wine on top of it.
Oh,
Grape
okay.
composition is a little bit different, but again, it's everybody's palate. Like, I'm not a rosé drinker, believe it or not.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, which one would you go for first? The
I'm
Brut?
a Brut. I'm a Brut person, so I'm not a rosé drinker, but I do drink.
And so where can people find, you know, your brand? I mean, obviously online, so your website and stuff like that. But if they're in Brooklyn, what stores can we
So
find
I would
it?
say there's 2 stores that I'm going to. I would say it's one here, Liquid Assets, it's one Happy Cork, and there's 2 stores that we are launching into. I'm not going to release it until tomorrow,
Okay.
but March 8th, if you tune into Positively Black on NBC, I announced it on that show. The other 2 stores that's going to be launched today.
And just for the audience to know, this is one of the owners of Liquid Assets, you guys. So thank you for having us. So. Yeah, okay. Marvina, thank you so much.
Thank
Please
you.
let the people know where they can find you, your socials, your websites,
Oh, yeah,
and
so
stuff
website
like
is
that.
StuyvesantChampagne.com. The IG is Stuyvesant Champagne. We have a Twitter account, Stuyvesant Champagne. Not fully active yet, but we're working on that. My personal one, I post on both accounts, is Motoraya, Motorih, which happens to be my African name. And it means fiery, which is actually my personality.
Nice.